And shrink what's happening over there. And I think we're good right here. And get rid of that. Make sure I got some sound. All right, let me get the thing. Good morning. Good morning, folks. I'm always get my commentary up here. I had a little fun this morning. We talked about a few thoughts I was having this morning. Let me see. I think we're good here. How are y'all doing this morning? Can somebody let me know? Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me clear? I have a few things I want to talk about this morning. Get my coffee in. I get these weird thoughts in the morning. It's crazy. Today is just a funny day. You have to laugh. It's so not funny, and it's just so ridiculously damn funny. It just makes no sense. But I've been. Can you guys hear me? Can someone give me a thumb up and let me know that I'm coming in clear? I think I've got all my stuff minimalized enough so I can anybody hear me? I think it's like, hello, it's like Bueller. I don't think anyone can hear me. This is horrible for later watches. I'm really apologize, but okay, there you go. All right, we're good. Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I would like to welcome you to we need a name. We need a name. I think we're not the divided states of America. Maybe we're I'm not sure what we are. Maybe it's just too early to pick a name. Maybe it's just too early and we don't know enough about the ignorance that goes around. So I've been studying the Vietnam War lately. And I tell you why, because we got to figure out how the hell we got here. And I think that if you go back in history, I think the internet is like changing everything. I think when you can go back in history and you can try to look at why wars are started, you can start to piece together what really happened. And so let me tell you a theory I'm starting to have. I believe these nation things behind us. Hold on, let me see if I can get my big head out of the way. These nation, I'm gonna be somewhere around Australia. That's where I'll be. These nation things, I don't think they exist. I think it's all a bunch of BS. I do, because the more you look into history, the more you realize that wars are constantly fought because somebody found some damn thing in a country that they want to go rob and steal. And unfortunately, every country has these things called people in them. And you can't just go take things from people. You have to kill them and murder them and break their will. So they'll climb into little mines and mine and grab things for you. And I think these are the excuses, right? Like, how do you get, let's say, I don't know, you had a country called America. I always pick on America. We're not going to do that. Let's say that you have a country called France, and let's pretend there's something called rubber. And one of the biggest rubber producers of that time happens to be in a place called Vietnam. And how do you get people in France and China and supplies from America over to Vietnam to get that rubber? You have to convince people of some reason to go kill other people, because I think by nature, we don't want to kill each other. But you got to come up with these narratives, and you got to come up with this nationalism. You got to come up with terrorism. You got to come up with all of these ways and things to get intelligent people to go do things and vote for things that are highly, highly devoid of intelligence, highly devoid of intellect. There was a game we used to play when we were kids. In fact, I still play it now. And I think this is the easiest way to explain it. Anytime I walk behind a little baby, I love babies, yo. I'm a baby guy. I love me some babies. Because babies are the smartest things in this country. They just, my God, they see clearly through. And so Anytime I walk up behind a baby, you know what most people have to do? You have to tap on the shoulder. Why? Because on the left shoulder, on the left hand, they don't have anything. But on the right hand, they're holding these little thing called binkies, right? And so what you have to do, and I think this is an ancient game. I think this is so much in our genetics because no matter where you go, anywhere in the world, this is what people do. Because you want to take the binky, and how do you get the binky? How do you get the pacifier? Because I'm going to tap on the left shoulder, and I'm going to steal the binky out the right shoulder. And this is why I think war exists. I know it sounds real crazy. I know it sounds insane. How could that have anything to do with these highly smart politicians who went to some of the finest schools in Yale and they came out and they graduated and they're so intelligent. How could you reduce that to, because this is what it is. Some corporation says, you know what? Damn it, I need some pacifier. You know what? Not pacifiers. We won't go there. We won't leave you plastic and rubber companies alone for a minute. So let's say I make Spacely sprockets. I make Spacely sprockets, and the main ingredient in Spacely sprockets are titanium. The only way I can compete with, okay, I'm going to be nice. I'm a very ethical Spacely sprocket maker. And I believe in paying good wages and caring for my employees and getting everybody to work together so we can raise up everybody and help everyone. But all of a sudden, there's a company that's called Cogswell Cogs. And that Cogswell, he doesn't have the same love of people that I have. And so Cogswell, he needs titanium for his cogs. And so Cogswell's going all over the world and he's getting people to go and bomb and kill people and murder and rape and all the great things that come from war. So he can get the people off the land, so he can have the rights to the land, so that he can mine the titanium with slave labor. That's a free labor or a really, really cheap labor. To send people deep in holes to mine for things. So if Cogswell is up to that, I'm going to go out of business very soon because Spacely Sprockets here, we love people, man. We love babies. We kiss them all the time. We just, we're really good people. But I'm going to go out of business. And so eventually over time, the bottom line is the bottom line. And what does that mean? That means that I might have to find me some dummies too to go kill some people too and get my titanium down in price. And so this is what I think is happening. I think that corporations are realizing, creative ways to get really intelligent people, Democrats, Republicans, to go and murder a bunch of people and steal their minerals. And so, but this is how it works with the baby. So the funny thing about the baby, back to the baby. So the funny thing about the babies, you can get them when they're one. Boy, I always get me a pacifier. You can kind of get them when they're two. Because when they're two, you can tap on the shoulder and get that pacifier too. But damn it, even the dumbest baby, and I don't like to talk about babies, y'all, but even the dumbest baby, the baby that just can't get right. The baby just, drool all out the mouth and just can't, fall and stumbling everywhere. Even the most specialist baby that's just a little more slow in development than the other babies. Sometime around the age of 3, you tap on that shoulder and they understand. Like, I get a tap here and I feel a tug over here and my pacifier goes somewhere and then I got to cry. I don't want to cry. So if I don't want to cry, when they tap here, I'm going to look over here. I'm not going to keep looking over here. They figure that out around the age of 3. Now, I can't figure it out, but somewhere between the age of 3 and maybe, 40 or something, Americans, they forget how this game works. And you can get them, but you can't get the 3-year-old. Watch the 3-year-old. So this is what I think is happening. So they tap on your shoulder and they say terrorism. And you look over that way. They tap on your shoulder, and they say titanium. You should look this way. Tap on the shoulder and say coltan. You should look this way because they're about to steal something from that direction. But y'all don't seem to get it. They tap over here and they say terrorism. You're aware. There's some terrorism. I see some terror. I'm scared, And they tap on this. They say Russia did it. Russia did it? Oh, damn it. Where Russia at? I see. So I appreciate y'all sharing this because it's important for people to really grasp the concepts of toddlerism. Because I think toddlers, man, this shows the way to freedom. that shows the way. And a lot of people don't seem to get this. So I think you have to break it down to lower levels so people can understand. But I think these nation things don't exist. I think that they come up with this terrorism. They come up with this nonsense to go invade somebody. You know, America's best example. I hate picking on America, but damn it, it's just too damn easy. You know, you got some third world citizens in a country where they can barely make a car, and they're threatening us, man. They gonna get us. You know, we flying around, got Amazon with drones landing, dropping products off and stuff, but it's some people who living in caves or some people in some woods. They looking kind of scary. We need to go kill them. And so this is what's happening in Venezuela and Colombia right now, because they smell ISIS, and really it ain't no ISIS. It's some damn coltan and some titanium and some oil and some other stuff, but that's a whole nother story. So, but I think that's we can't seem to figure out that they tap on our shoulder because they see all of this back here. They see oil and titanium and barium, and they see all this stuff, and they get people going with nationalism and fear. And the best thing you can do is what the 3-year-old does. And the 3-year-old, I don't like to cuss, and I'm not going to cuss. I'm going to say this because I'm just not, that's not me. That's not my thing. So you gotta, the 3-year-old, I think somewhere around the age of 3, your brain becomes a BS detector. You know, bullshizzle. It's a bullshizzle detector. And we lose that bullshizzle detection anytime you got something valuable in your pocket. And in this example, the 3-year-old is humanity, right? Because honestly, they're not stealing necessarily directly from Americans, but they're taking from your brothers in another country. Anytime they tap on your shoulder and they want to tell you, hey, we got to go get something from somebody, the first thing you should say is bullshit. If you say, we need to go bomb Libya, the first thing Americans, y'all should say, doesn't matter what party you are, you should say bullshizzle. Why? Because they're bombing Libya for a reason. They want to turn, that's the wrong way, they want to turn slavery back on, which is what they did. And they just bringing them all out of South Africa and up through Libya into Europe. Why? Because people just like to screw and rape and kill and have slave labor from the beginning of time. And this is what I think, and I don't even think, sometimes I think people think that a lot of this, let me get off my minerals, hold on, let me scoot over. Sometimes I think that people think that this is a race thing. Sometimes they think that, you know, this it seems to be, no, it's not a race thing. Because, you know, when it comes to slavery and cheap labor and sending people down in mines, first of all, this isn't anything new. They've been doing this for a long time. And there's a lot of evidence that cheap labor and mining resources so you can make your Spacely Sprocket or your Cogswell cog to go invade and kill others, and there's always a corporation or business behind it that's making a lot of money, that's getting the nation to do it. They've been doing this for a long time. I suspect that we're not dealing with anything new, nothing that's ever existed. And I think there's a lot of history just in minerals and mining and hold on. Oh, you know what? I wanted to go over here. This was the part of the Vietnam stuff. But anyway, let me not go to that picture. So this is what I think. I don't think that this is anything new. And I don't think it has anything to do with race. I think, you know what, and here's a race, maybe you can't detect their race. What's their race right here? What's their race? I bet you can't tell what those miners are, can you? I bet you can't tell who those miners are. It's because they're Japanese. And this is a great picture. I love this picture. Why? And this might be my background. And the reason why I love this picture is you can't tell what race they are, can you, dummy? Can you? What country they from? If you were listening, you would know they were Japanese, but you can't tell that because this is the eventual point of all of this nonsense. It's about getting human capital to go off and kill some other people, to take their land rights, to mine things for these corporations. And there are people who still think that nations exist, and they don't. The only reason a nation is there is a cover. Because why? You know, initially, you know, they have these reasons for war, right? They come up with these ideas. And initially, it's not, you know, it's always we want to save something, you know, some tap on your shoulder. They bombing kids. They chemical treating kids. And you're looking over there, and, you know, it it kind of starts there. Not everybody falls for it. I think a lot of people are smart enough. We still got that 3-year-old intellect, man. We're still pretty sharp on it. Like, nah, y'all BSing. Y'all just, But the others, they kind of fall into it. And you start ramping things up. And so you come up with something like, I don't know, let's call it sanctions. You got to get the dummies in the other country upset at the dummies in this country. And then you got to get everybody destroying the economy. And of course, the wealthy in both countries still at the country club. They're still eating steaks and lobsters and shrimps and great stuff. But they got the two sides getting angry. And then you get what's called rally around the flag. Rally around the flag. When you start to really think about, man, we got to get over there and we just got to do some dirt. They're coming for us. They're burning the flag. They're burning our Bibles. They're doing all these things. We got to take them out. We got to, and all of this gets going. War ensues. People die. And at the end of it, a corporation is happy. And they move right on in. They funded the war for the most part, and they start picking their land plots and then finding little Vietnamese slaves and whoever else, Congolese, whoever they need to do some mining, and they take it. And so what I'm kind of submitting to you guys this morning is always call it BS. I'm trying to appeal to your 3-year-old intellect. Y'all seeing that picture? There's some white people in there. That's what y'all call them. I call them Europeans, but that's me. It's there in that picture. So it's not a race thing. And it's never been a race thing. There's no war on terror. There never has been a war on terror. All of this it's a war for minerals. That's all it is. We go into countries, we take the land rights, we're mining something, whether it's oil or titanium or barium or gold, silver, rare earth minerals, whatever it is. And so I submit to you that maybe we need to look at history, and we need to let history tell us what all these wars are about, and start calling your politicians BS. Most of y'all are fighting over health care, and you're still fighting over gun rights, and you're still fighting over I don't really follow the politics, and so I really don't know all of the political discussions. But whatever you're fighting over, whatever shiny stuff you're fighting over, let me go back to my picture and delete some of this. What I want you to think about this morning is this picture right here. Just keep in mind that all of this is always about mining something, taking what somebody else has, because all of this back here is worth a whole lot of money, and there's too many humans on the planet. There aren't many places you can go that are low cost that has minerals so I can make my spatially sprockets. And so what I'm going to do is I posted something this morning. Something I was thinking about. I'm always thinking about something. My brain does that on coffee. I'll post something and it'll say, oh, well, you're a socialist. I post something else to say, oh, you're a capitalist. I post something else, oh, you don't know how evil democracy is. And I post something else, and everyone's got all these ideas about what is a great form of government to have and why this one is better and this one is better and this one is better. And I'm asking you to think outside the box. And I'm asking you to possibly think that maybe, just maybe, corporations have already figured out how to own capitalism, how to own democracy, how to own socialism, how to own capitalism, how to own all forms of government. And that all of this nonsense is about getting a lot of people who don't know history to fight over what the corporations already know how to run and control. I think that the type of government we're looking for does not exist. I think if you roll out another government based on another model where it was obvious corporations were behind that government also, that we're going around in circles. And they're just keeping people who don't seem to understand who rules the world going around in circles so they can mine more resources, kill more people. So I put that out there to you, and I'm trying to make these in bite-sized chunks because I get a little excited. I drink my coffee. I don't want to post an hour video, but sometimes that kind of happens. So I appreciate y'all sharing the content. Any feedback you have, I appreciate. I read all the commentary. You know, we can get into a discussion. I'm formalizing my thoughts. I don't want anyone to think I think I'm smart or anything. I'm actually pretty stupid. You talk to some people in my family. You put a cord in the floor, I'll be the first person to trip over it. So, but I think we got to have these discussions. I think we have to talk about what all of this is all about. And maybe, just maybe, we can get viral conversations happening on what's actually going on so we can actually come about a solution, not just put another Band-Aid in the system so that they can go around the world and mine all of this, because your governments don't exist and your countries don't exist. The only thing that exists is our ignorance and a world full of minerals with these annoying things called humans on top of them. Y'all have a great day.